All right. We are now recording.
Very good. Good evening, everyone. It's James Stephens, founder and CEO of Krown Network and Krown Technologies. I have our team with us today. I want to welcome you to the next KrownMEET, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. And tonight, we have a big reveal for you. It is a demo of a new platform, a new product that I'm extremely excited to reveal to you guys. It's been a lot of work, about 1,100 hours into it, but it's really addresses one of the big needs that we see in the space that we don't see right now. And so it definitely fills that gap. I'm super excited about it. It's been a lot of long nights on it, and but we'll show you guys that in here in about probably 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes. And with that, I will hand it off. But we do have the whole team here. We got Peter Biggs, our CMO. We've got Jerry Lee Gase, our COO. I see Craig. I think Craig's in here. Let's see who else is in here with us. I've got our team. Let's see, most of the team's here, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, Eric Preston, you're in too, buddy.
Hey, James.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Rami, are you here with us as well? Let's see if Rami's in. I don't think Rami made it in yet. I know he's probably trying. All right, let's get going with it. And with that, Jerry, I'll hand it off to you while I prep the demo of the new platform. I'll be back.
All right. Welcome everybody to another fine KrownMEET. I'm liking this, how we're, doing this more often again. We used to do this, pretty often prior to launch. And then when we got into actually launching the chain, everybody got substantially busy, which we still are, but, we need to make time for these because I know the community loves coming out to them. And then especially what better way than to do a new product launch here with everybody on a KrownMEET. So James has got some pretty interesting stuff that's going to be coming up here that we're going to be talking about. He's getting his everything prepped right now to share that with you guys. So we can kind of just run through and just, I guess just give some quick updates, because I know, like I said, we had a KrownMEET not too long ago where we kind of went deep into everything. And then since that, we also went through validation and talking about that as well. So speaking about validation, since we're on the topic, last week we were talking about getting everything live, and I shared this out in the group, and I just want to also say it in the meet today, just to keep everybody on the same page. Validation is ready to go, ready to start. One of the things that we kind of held things up is just basically to make sure that we're diversified with everything. So, I mentioned this in a couple times in the chat. Just wanted to mention it in here too. Essentially, the long and short of it is that we set up the validators on servers, right? So the nodes are spun up on servers, and we have to use a third party for those servers. Rather than using, AWS for everything, we have decided that, we wanted to reach out to a bunch of different providers and spread out all of the nodes that we're doing for people on different providers. As most of, people may have seen in the past, we get notifications that almost all big services are down because everybody's using AWS, and AWS might be having an outage. So to kind of curb that issue and stay away from that, diversification is a big thing for us. So that's why we decided to go with a whole bunch of different providers, and we were just waiting to kind of, finish locking things up with those guys, so we can get those nodes spun up and actually get people validating and getting that all done. So I wish I had an update tonight on the exact time, hey, it's going to be tomorrow or Thursday. But I should have an answer in the morning. I was expecting it this week, so we should hopefully still see it this week, where we have people's validators actually spun up. So that'll be a mix between the standalone validation and also the shared validation. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And we'll actually have some people contributing to the network for the first time. And that's very exciting. So the community, it's finally the people that have been kind of waiting in pre-sale, the new buyers that just came in, there's a mix of everybody there. So it's going to be good to get those, people in and contributing to the network, because that's a huge thing for us. And it's a big thing for the network, and the decentralization of it. Other than that, the team has been working tirelessly in the background on block. That was one of the last big things that we talked about on the last meet. That's in full beta test right now. It's pretty cool to watch this platform just absolutely evolve, and the wait list is just absolutely climbing. And that is the power of referral marketing. Everybody should be giving themselves a pat on the back that's been in the community and that's been out there, that's been sharing their referral links. You really don't understand how deep that really goes. When a friend shares it with a friend and 10 other friends, and those 10 friends share it with 10 other friends, those numbers really do grow. And it's good to see that, and everybody on the team is very excited about that. Other than Block is the next thing coming up, as we're getting closer and closer to the Futurist Conference in Toronto. We're really excited about that. And now, Peter, not to absolutely just put you on the spot, but maybe you can just shoot in and just give us like a couple minutes of just what you've been doing like these past couple weeks, because you've mentioned some stuff to me that there is a lot going on there, and the Futures Conference is working pretty well with us and getting a lot of Krown Network and everything surrounding that whole ecosystem just out to people. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. A little bit of a time difference here, so bear with me.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, they've really been collaborating well with us. We've had really fruitful conversations over the course of the past 3 weeks, just as the date gets closer in late July now in Toronto for their first of 2 conferences, the second being in Miami. What we've actually been doing is developing our presence at the Toronto event up from certain level of engagement right up to an additional large booth now we've secured. We're so going to be sponsoring lanyards and wristbands. We'll also be having a full cabana with all the attendant promotion that involves. Yeah, lots and lots of promo elements and a really big presence. We also have James speaking on a panel around security and AI. And then we'll also be hosting our own panel with special guests, which I can't announce just yet, but yeah, really, really fantastic lineup of high-profile guests speaking on a range of topics around quantum, as we have it as quite the specialist subject. If you saw or locked into any of our YouTube coverage of Bitcoin 2026, you'll see that we had deep domain experts from a wide range of partner organizations and the wider crypto DeFi community who were contributing. So if you want to get a flavor of what to expect at Blockchain Futurist Conference in Toronto, what I'd say is head over to the Krown Network YouTube and enjoy many hours of content, panels, Q&As, community AMAs, and main stage and Genesis stage appearances. So you can really get a feel for what the message and the really the united front we're putting on across the 2 Blockchain Futurist conferences. So yeah, I'd urge you to drop in on those if you can, if you're in Canada, or if you want to come somewhere a little warmer in the later part of the year, November, join us in Miami. But yeah, really looking forward to both of those. And thanks, Jerry. That's the kind of the update in terms of our conference visibility over the next couple of months.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really exciting stuff. And I've said this before, going to Bitcoin was incredible. It's, I would say, heavier institution, and then more so just people that are into Bitcoin, into crypto, right? But the Blockchain Futurist conferences are geared in a totally different way. It's very heavy retail. It's very heavy, decentralized finance. The people that we want to see Krown, these are the people that, play with the altcoins and stuff like that. So it's a totally different vibe. And it's a really amazing space to go check out. And we're really excited to be kind of getting all the different things that we're getting there and getting set up. Like Peter said, we're getting a lot of cool promotions that are coming with it. So we're really excited to be there and make our first step as Krown Technologies, where the whole team, actually, we are in Canada now. So I know we have a lot of Canadian members in the community. So we're excited to go over there and make ourselves known. So that's pretty much update wise what I had. James, are you prepared to start sharing your screen?
Yeah, I am. Give me just a second.
I really feel like we should have had some type of like build up music here as James enters the video chat here.
I'm almost there. Almost there. Well, 1 second. Just want to make sure I have everything right here.
How about a verbal drum roll, Jerry?
There we go. All right.
There we go.
Stand by 1 second for me. Just want to get everything set up. All right, we're all good to go. All right, let's do it, guys. All right. All right, good evening, everyone. All right, so we've been, let's see, this has been worked on. This platform started on March 28th, 29th. It's been going ever since. Any free time that I had, especially over the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I've really been putting a lot of work in on this platform. I thought it was needed. It definitely fills a gap, and it adds really another piece to the ecosystem, to Krown's ecosystem. And so I'm really, really excited to present this to you guys. So without further ado, let me get that up to you guys. Stand by. 1 second.
And as James gets that prepared, ready to go, make sure you guys stick around after the presentation here of what we have for the product launch. Craig's gonna spend some time to talking to the community, just give us an update on the raise after James is finished up.
All right, guys, let's do it. Let me know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right, everyone. I give you QorTrace. QorTrace, and this is, I'll go over everything with you, but QorTrace is the first the first platform that gives you quantum-ready audits, security, risk intelligence, PQC migration, plans, roadmaps for the entire global on-chain community. What we do is we provide the cryptographic risk, intelligence, and defense platform that everyone would need enterprise level regarding wallet scans, smart contract audits, signed PQC certificates. We do treasury monitoring, PQC migration for blockchains, DeFi, exchanges, custodians, banks, governments, and all of the institutions holding the keys. And what we do is, if you notice here on the right, you'll see an exposure card. What this is that this provides a number 0 to 100 of how critical their exposure rate is whenever we do these audits and we do these risk assessments, and as well as these bill of materials. Okay, so but moving on, it's really about what do we cover, how robust is the platform, and the answer is extremely robust, and we cover 18 different chains at QorTrace. People that come into QorTrace, they can run a free PQC or post-quantum scan on any of their wallets that they own. So they can click on run a free scan after they sign up. They can look at the plans. Let's say they want to run a free scan. They can click on run free scan. And then they'll come down here. They'll enter their name. They have to set up an account. So I'll go ahead and set up that account real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Let me accept the cookies because we also have to be compliant as well. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm going to sign in. Second. All right. Well, there's that, and okay, and we'll share. Come back to you, and boom. All right. So What does it offer is the question. What it offers is it doesn't just cover chains itself, okay? So, but it does cover BTC, it covers Litecoin, it covers everything, Ethereum, BNB, Base, Polygon, Arbitrum, everything, Solana. We're tied into all of those. We're able to look at all of those. We're able to deep scan all of those. We're able to look at any wallet and see if it's ready for BTC, what the chances are and what the score is for breakage. If you're new to QorTrace, I'm gonna start right here at the very beginning, but if you're new to QorTrace and you don't, because the platform's so robust, a lot of people are gonna wanna go to the quick start guide. They can click on the quick start guide and you can get fluent in QorTrace in under half an hour. You can really understand it. You can go through everything from reading our scoring methodology, understanding the tier scales, how we score, reading about Q-Day. You can read a sample audit report. You can, like I did I started the runner free scan deal, that's off, but you can watch the live threat radar. We're gonna get to that really soon. That's the threat radar and all of the live feeds that you see are really awesome with this platform. I love it. You can browse what we call Atlas. And then you can compare two scans side by side as well. And you can learn about all the subscribing and make your decisions on the plans that you want to pick or that our customers would like to pick. Under self-serve, we're going to go to scoring methodology. So in QorTrace's methodology and architecture, it's extremely important, especially for a platform like this, to provide the right documents and to provide the transparency that is expected, not just in this sector, but really in any industry, but especially in the tech industry, because devs and others want to see, how do you do it? What's your methodology? How is it built? How do you function? And so when I built that out, when I built this page out, it was really about providing everything that we could publicly. So everything here is deterministic, it's evidence grounded, and it's NIST aligned. So like it says, every QorTrace point traces to a specific cryptographic fact. So we have an LLM advisor on it. It not only narrates the findings for you, but you also have a deep dive too that we go. There's two other levels of dives that we do into it as well. So it can narrate the findings, but it cannot invent the risk of the finding, right? So this page is really the canonical public formula for you. And we keep it living. It's always live. This entire site is live. It's a living, breathing thing, if you will. So this is our why QorTrace is different. This gives you the differentiators between QorTrace and anything else out there. The threat model is the institutional crypto inventory. So this talks about the critical levels, which are the harvest now, decrypt later, the blockchain cryptographic primitives, the high stack, which is the KMS, HSM key inventories, the certificate and PKI inventories, as well as vendor and supply chain cryptography, and then the medium risk, which is migration and compliance windows. The next thing that we do is under compliance and standards alignment. It was really important for me when I was building this to say, okay, we need to make sure that when we do this and we provide these types of scans, these reports and these these BOMs and these migration plans, that we're aligned with NIST and with other ones, right? So we're aligned with FIPS 203, 204, and 05. And we're aligned also with NSA 2.0 standard, FIPS 140-3, SOC 2, ISO 27001, and then the ANISA PQC, as well as the Digital Operational Resilience Act in the European Union. So that's the EU DORA, and BIS, as well as BIP 340. Now, a lot of you may not know what they are, and that's fine. So what you can do is, let's say that you go, and you know what, I'm gonna share the entire screen here. Give me just a second. What I'll do is I'll share it for you. Hold on one second. I'm gonna turn this off. And hold on one second here, because I want you guys to see really what. All right. Hold on one second. Just want to make sure this. There we go. All right. Stop, and I will do the entire window now. Let me know when you can see it.
Yep, you're live.
All right, very good. All right, so let's say that you wanted to know on the findings how we're mapping these certain findings. Let's go FIPS 140-3, and you want to really kind of understand what that module, what that validation is like, and what it is. You can click on the FIPS 140-3, and it will literally take you to NIST exact page for FIPS 140-3 and tell you all about that. And it will do that for every item that we have in our compliance and standards alignment. It doesn't really matter what it is. It could be the NSA's 2.0. It actually takes you to their actual document itself. And we've made sure that we are in alignment with all of those. The scoring engine per chain. Every chain has a scoring engine per their formula. So the Bitcoin family, there's a way that we factor these in ranges. Okay, and I'm not going to spend all day on this. You guys can go through the site yourself on this, but I'm really going to show you more about the products. But there is everything, tier mapping, you know, what's a low, what's moderate, what's high, what's critical. There's really a lot to this. I mean, there's EVM family. So there's a different way that we score these per chain based upon the chain itself. The next thing on self-serve are docs and help center. This is extremely important. This is everything that QorTrace is with regard to documentation. You can be methodology, get started, the scanners, the audits, our compliance, PQC, what we call Atlas, and I'll go over that in a minute, teams and access. Let's say you just want to know about methodology. It'll go everything over whether it's the glossary, frequently asked questions, you know, getting started, create your account, whatever you have there, you can go and take a look at methodology overviews, everything. And if you have a question and you need to search something, you search in scan, boom, pops up instantly, says, oh, I want to know how to run my first PQC scan. Perfect. Here you go. Run your first PQC scan. It tells you all your steps, and you can go through it that way. The next thing is running smart contract audits. So these are post-quantum audits for the on-chain economy. QorTrace audits are scoped exclusively to post-quantum cryptographic risks. So the threat your existing security audit does not cover right now. So across 18 chains, we map every signature scheme, key diversion, and pairing operation that your contract depends on. So we score it based on your quantum exposure. Right now, we have 18 chains covered, 5 severity tiers. You can try a free preview. You can submit an audit. You can see a sample audit. So if we want to go to a sample audit and sample certificate, you can see what they look like. This is a sample only, but it would be the QorTrace smart contract audit certificate. It verifies who this is with the contract address, when it was completed. It gives you all 5 layers. It also gives you a link down here that you can verify that certificate that's ran on QorTrace. And there's also a scan to verify QR code as well that people can do for their phone. But this is what one looks like. If you want to verify this audit, you can click on verify this audit. It takes you to the validate a QorTrace audit. And if you click on verify, if you type in whatever, let's say it's this is the audit number, you click on verify and it does not show up, it will say not found, no matching audit, and no delivered QorTrace audit matches the ID. It means it's probably fake. The next thing is your PQC scan. Okay, audit plans. So we're going through the audit plans themselves. This is the audit pricing for people that's built for builders that move fast is what we put. So we have a monthly and an annual subscription that people can choose to choose from on this. So you can, whether it's no subscription, builder, team, enterprise, whatever it may be, they can look at the different. Now these are extremely in depth. So these are services that are not just. This isn't just a scan. This is an entire deep dive. This is an entire deep dive audit on it. Now, there's also some one-offs. If you just want to do what we call a one-shot, if you want to do a one-shot single audit, single scan, you get a standard audit, full deliverable, public certificate, PDF report, findings tracker, all of that. Or you can go into the subscription side of things to where there's a monthly cost onto it, $99, $199, and then the custom. And we go over. These are some that we've done, that we've set up the Aave test. But anyway, so this goes through everything with regard to those audits. The next thing too is called the Atlas Treasury Monitor. The Atlas Treasury Monitor is a multi-chain portfolio exposure intelligence. So what people can do, or what our enterprise or institutions can do, let's say they hold multiple chains, multiple wallets, and they've got 100 wallets spread out everywhere, whether they're hardware, software, whatever it may be. They can take all of those. They can put those into QorTrace Atlas, and QorTrace Atlas will provide a metric of their exposure across all of their addresses. So let's say like this one right here has 4 scanned addresses, 2 exposed addresses, and it tells them the balance at risk right now is $2,057,205. We analyzed 2 contracts for that. We saw 1 critical, 5 highs, 9 mediums, 14 lows, on and on and on. You can even look at the chain and the address and the type of the balance that's at risk. Is it exposed? Yes. What does it score? 32. That's critical. You could have another one that's exposure. Let's say, okay, so this one's Bitcoin. It's a cold storage type, right? So here's the amount. Is it exposed? No. The score 78. It's moderate. Moving on and on and on and on. So this is something that a lot of institutions will love because it provides one place where they can put everything and continuously monitor. And we'll get into the continuous monitor part. Continuously monitor everything that they have. The next thing is the MPC vendor matrix. So I'm very thankful for a few of these that have helped here. So this is the MPC vendor matrix from QorTrace. This is the PQC posture of every custody stack on the table. So one of them, thank you very much. One of them was Fireblocks. We went through Fireblocks. This is their MPC. So we went through their protocol. We went through their PQC path. We went through all of their rotation protocol, what their attestation is, the signature PQC path. We did the share of storage, also the recovery scheme. And then we were able to give them the notes down at the bottom. And then we were able to give them a QorTrace score of 62. Moving on, we did Coinbase custody. While it is a service, that scored a 68. And it gives you all of the information regarding them. Privy MPC got a critical 51 exposure. And moving on and on and on, we did Lit Protocol, DFNS, Turnkey, Capsule, Safe Heron, Ledger Vault, other ones as well. So they can pick their tier, cancel anytime, whatever it may be. This is a yearly for certain seats or teams. If they want to offer QorTrace services, they can do that. And then I'm going to move in. This is the Enterprise Edition here. These are a lot of products to go through real quick, but I'm going to run through them pretty fast. The PQC Audit Suite. This is the audit suite that we talked about earlier. This just comes back to it because it's an enterprise product. Another one I'm really excited about is the Hybrid Signature Transition Audit. So with this is actually the world's first audit for protocols mid-migration to a hybrid PQC plus classical signature scheme, meaning that right now they have a post-quantum, but they also have classical, and they're right in the middle of that migration. And we're still able in transit to be able to give them a specialized audit. So it's a specialized audit for teams. They're shipping a hybrid signature scheme. And the migration pattern, this is the migration pattern that every serious chain protocol will adopt before Q day. So we score your combiner construction, domain separation, downgrade resistance, and on and on and on. And then we give them a signed hybrid posture certificate verifiable on the public QorTrace registry. So they're able to let it takes about 2 to 4 weeks. It's led by senior dev led. And then let's say you want to see a sample of what that looks like. So let's say they run through, they finally get their QorTrace certificate. This is what that live registry certificate looks like. So this is end of engagement. It's an end of engagement artifact. It's issued by QorTrace Labs. It's a signed PDF. It's embeddable. This SVGA is embeddable. It shows the standard that we went by with them, which was NIST FIPS 203 and 204. The method, our method, which was version 1.5. The anchor was SHA-256. And then it was issued March 21st. I did this one back in the very beginning. This is one of the ones that I created early on because I wanted to see that. In fact, March 21st, I said the 28th. It was actually probably more like the 14th of March. I was a few days into building it, and I wanted to build out the certifications, in that pipeline. So that's why that says issued March 21st. But they can share it. So once they receive their certificate, their live cert, they can share it via LinkedIn. It'll take them automatically to their LinkedIn, to a share feature. They can link in LinkedIn DM, X, Twitter, email. They can copy the link. They can ask Kelly, and I will go through the Kelly thing in a minute. They can also download a PNG or an SVG, and they can choose between a light and a dark, and a small, medium, and large. And then they can also embed it into their site, which is what a lot of them will do. This right here is also part of it. This is what I call the fingerprint. That's why it has a little fingerprint right there. This is the fingerprint, which I will be able to always go back and audit and trace everything that we did. And that one was redacted already. Okay, so and this was the attested primitives that we did. So this is the key exchange, the primary signature. It goes on and on and on. A lot of you, this is going to be kind of over your head a little bit, and that's fine. But I just want to kind of give you an idea of what this, how robust this platform is. And then these are our findings, and they're also signed too. So we gave all of our findings here as well. And this is the registry digest. All right, so that's a certificate there. So let's go back. Another one here is the EIP 7702. Some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not. But this is also the first PQC audit for the modern account abstraction stack. So this is user ops, validators, session keys, paymasters, and recovery. This is a very specialized audit, but it's one that they don't have right now, considering what we are going to offer. Again, another certificate for that as well. And then this is the PQC wallet checker. This is an MPC wallet. If you have an MPC wallet, we can show you the PQC compatibility checker. We'll run that on it. And you can check it and see what it says, what it comes up with. There's so much to that, but I'm about to get some really fun stuff too. And we'll go to the sister brand here in just a minute. PQC migration engineering, that's part of what we'll be doing as well. We'll be offering the migration engineering for people. It can take 8 to 24 weeks for migration, but you can go through this as well. This is where we help people, we help institutions, enterprises with their migration needs. This right here is a CISO PQC readiness workshop. So if you're a CISO and you want to get ready for a PQC, get your company ready for a PQC, we help you with that as well. And you can go and do a discovery call and get that going. We have engagement. This is real client work, NDA redacted on some. Manifesto. This is our manifesto. This talks about everything. We really talk about, why we do it, what we think we're going to see. This is actually moved up. So this right here is actually going to be 2028, 2029, moved all the way over. And anyway, so there's a lot more there. But one thing that's really cool too is this is what we call the threat radar. This is a living, breathing, live to the every 5 seconds watcher. And what it does is it shows you, this is the live threat map. This is a live view right now as we see it. It lets me know I have 8 active threats in my region in the US. I can click to filter those. And I can take a look at the world, and I can look and I can filter out what I want. So if I want to look at, right now I'll take, let's just do something real quick. Let's take a look at quantum defense companies around the world. If there's a quantum defense company around the world, it's going to pop up on the map. Some of you may know this, ID Quatique. Maybe some of you know Arcit. But there may be one that a lot of you know called Quantum Emotion. And I want to know about quantum emotion. Let's say I'm on QorTrace and I want to know about quantum emotion. Well, guess what? You can click on quantum emotion and it will bring up everything about quantum emotion live. And it will tell you the company brief, when it was founded, the approach, where they're listed. It will tell you the latest news coming up. I mean, just today even, it pulled it. Quantum emotion stock forecast, price target, everything that you want to look at about quantum emotion is going to be there. You want to look at another one, let's say Evolution Q. You can continue to do that as well. So, but let's look at the threats. Let's say we want to look at the highest threats right now in the world. And those are going to be actively exploited threats right now. These are going to be in red that you can look at. So right now, this is a critical, actually, this is the Google Chromium. Some of you may not know about this. This rates an 8.8 on us. It tells you all about the description of it, what it's labeled, what's going on, where the issue is, what they found. You can go back to and take a look actually at the actual site on the release and look at what happened. You can even audit the ticket itself. You can copy the citation. You can read the full advisory if you want to. There's another one here that is extremely high. If I remember, there's another one I wanted to find. Here it is, a 9.1 critical. This is an authentication bypass vulnerability in the Global Protect portal for Palo Alto networks. They may not make it public, very public, but it's going to be out there. It'll be on QorTrace as well. You can look down here as well and look at community pulses and check everything as well. But that's going to be on there. That's a huge one right there. And then there's one more that's massive too. I want to show you, and I believe was it 1 second? There was a 10. There's a 9.3. That's a huge one. And there's another one right here, 5.8, 7.8. Anyway, these are active vulnerabilities right now. Now we can get to the CVEs, and I can take the actively exploited out, and we can look at some CVEs and say, okay, well, what happened here? Well, this is a Chrome extension download issue, JSON config.json issue over HTTP. You can look at another one. You can say, okay, what is this one? And you can read all about the issue, what's happened and everything. So it gives you live, up to date. Also, if you want cyber news, you can filter this with cyber news, and it will give you cyber news that's going on around the world, like pending Bank of Japan rate decision may impact Bitcoin price, should traders prepare. Another one, Chinese, North Korean threat groups build on Asia Pacific success. You can copy the link. You can post it anywhere, LinkedIn, Reddit, X, whatever it may be. You can, whatever it may be. Let's come around to, let's go up to the UK. Call sheet reports 150 plus insider trading and investigations in Q1, rolls out employer checks for high risk. It goes into the markets there. A bug bounty research triggers ServiceNow security alert. So anything that has to do with the cyber news itself, it will come up under cyber news. Supply chain, if there's supply chain breaches or issues, those will come up as well. So you can put everything you want in the world, and it will pop up showing the latest news. Right now, on the top right, it's called state of the art. Right now, this is the highest level that has been proven of physical qubits. Right now is the atom computing in Phoenix is 1,180. That was with Microsoft plus Quantinuum. The harvest now, decrypt later. This is the signatures committed on chain right now that we see exposed, 6.65 billion, and that's been going up. You can schedule a consult anyway, and then you can move down as well, and you can look at NIST PQC standards, the regional hotspots in the area. You can look at the threat feed. The most targeted vendors are GitHub, WordPress, Java, IBM, Microsoft, Google. You can look at the quantum race leaderboard, IBM, Atom Computing, and on and on and on from there. Latest advisories, the community pulse, and the PQC compliance countdown. So you can look at all of those. And that is the threat radar. That is the active threat radar. Now there's something down that I want to show you guys too. This is also called the Q-Day tax clock. This is basically says every second your stack stays on classical PKI, the world's quantum readiness debt grows. This is an active clock showing the global encryption debt if you don't do anything about it. And that goes through that there. That's just something I wanted to throw in there. Q-Day countdown, quantum facility tracker. That's back to the world here. So it shows you that tracker there, which you'll see. The on-chain HNDL tracker. This is a big one too. This is Bitcoin's harvest now problem quantified. So one thing I want to show you here. So I went and took all of this, Satoshi's watcher. It's called Satoshi watcher. So this is the Genesis code base here. Block 9, which is the first P2P transfer. And then Hal's, I had to put Hal's in there. Hal's block 78 reward that he got. Anyway, these are the wallets here. And then these are 15 addresses all. 0.25 billion is the most exposed addresses scanned via QorTrace right now. This is the Bitfinex 2016 hack wallet. This is the address that was tied to the 2016 breach. The pub key exposed, assets later seized by U.S. authorities. You can go and take a look at it. And it talks about the balance, the score that was at the time, it was high. They would have known that if they had QorTrace, they would have seen what the issue was. They could have done a BOM on it or whatever, and they could have seen what was going on. But we didn't have QorTrace then. All right, and then the next thing was you can embed widgets, the QorTrace widget if you want to. You can get live stat. These are real momentum numbers. You can take a look at those stats if you want. A bulk HNDL scanner. You can actually paste your address list and get one rolled up exposure report for harvest now, decrypt later. This is a threat briefing that you can sign up for right over here. If you put it in, you'll get a weekly threat briefing if you subscribe to it. And you can also tweak the view. If you want to tweak the threat view, you can tweak the threat view as well. And then let's see, live stat embedded widgets, I've done that. And then resources, documentation. These are I went over the documentation with you, the audit methodology, the help center. So this is really interesting because this is something I really like. I need to fix this UI right here. But basically, this is your help center. You can go over anything that you need, everything that you need answers right there. But to an ode to Queen, I wanted to create an AI helper within QorTrace. So I named her Kelly, Q-E-L-L-I. Yes, Q-E-L-L-I. She's got the glasses and everything just like her. So anyway, so I named her Kelly. If you ever need any help on QorTrace, you can come down to Kelly. You can ask Kelly a question, and you can go through and talk to her. You open your account. You can talk to her about anything that has to do with QorTrace, anything that has to do with PQC. She is trained extensively on PQC and on QorTrace. So she will always be there to help you, and she's always learning as well. So she does have her guardrails in place with regard to other subjects. Insights. So community pulse. So we want to know what's going on in the community pulse. You have to sign up right there, but it talks about what security teams are asking right now. What's new? These are the recent platform updates that we have. I have not updated it since 5/31. I'll have to go ahead and make sure that that goes into the live prod. Right now, I think this feed is in what we call dev, in the dev backend. So, but anyway, privacy policy terms of service, refresh to V2, defensive security passes, core bomb docs. Anyways, these are the updates, things that you can look for. This is a new release log. You can look at the release log, what we have going on. You can do our trust center. So this is our compliance posture in the open for you guys right now. So the QorTrace maps every operational and platform control that we run against: SOC 2, Type 2, ISO, the NIST, DORA, FIFIC, all of that. Okay, so we give you guys an honest look at our posture right then and there. You can download our readiness summary if you want to. You can request SOC 2 Type 2 report. You can talk to sales, whatever. But this is our own posture right now. This is live. 99.99% update on the last 30-day uptime. TLS cert 56 days. Auto renewed via Cloudflare. Database latency is 5 milliseconds. And our subsystems are 9 of 9 right now. So right now, this is what we're working towards. So these are actually out of date. I need to update these and put these into live here in a little bit. Some of these, actually 2 of these are completely done. I'm sorry, 1 of these is completely done, and then the other ones have several going on that we've already submitted. So we've got like, it'll show partials on these. Live security posture. So audit chain integrity, green. Edge defense postures, green. Stripe live mode, green. Audit cold archive is green. Subdomain takeover sweeps, yellow. So we'll address these. Supply chain audits, WAF rules synced, backup restore drill, and then email posture. Posture history. You can look at the 7, the 30, the 90-day. You can refresh it. And it just kind of goes through and tells you. Now, when you see yellow, yellow could be one thing off. I don't allow it to be green unless 100% is on point, is ready to go, is live, is good, and there's no issues. If it's got 99 of 100 things correct, I don't give it a green. It gets a yellow. It has some degradation there, so we have to say, you know, it's in the yellow phase right there. That does not mean that it's vastly degraded or anything like that. So, and then with regard to the email auth posture, show you there. The freshness self audits, we show you there. This was last done 19 hours ago. Self-healing watchdogs, I'll activate though. I got a watchdog on that. Get your monthly compliance posture digest. You can get a monthly compliance digest from us if you subscribe. So we talk about our sub-processors that we go through. These are just all up for you guys so that you can understand, you know, what we do, how we do it, and what we're building, how we build it. You know, we Stripe for our payments, Century. There's a lot of things that we use. So anyway, so that's that part of it. And then security architecture. So security and responsible disclosure. So QorTrace is a cryptographic risk product, so we hold ourselves to a high security bar. We welcome reports from the security community and commit to working in good faith with researchers who help us keep QorTrace safe. So one thing that's very important is what we call safe harbor. We will not pursue civil or criminal action against good faith researchers, what we call white hats, or buggers. Researchers who follow this policy, we will work with you on coordinated disclosure. Crypto grade security bar QorTrace is a cryptographic risk product, so we blah, blah, blah. You already know about that. We triage within 5 business days. Usually is try to get it within 24 hours if it's critical. And then we have a Hall of Fame and swag as well for those that report. Reporting and vulnerability, everything is here. Safe harbor is here. In scope is here. Out of scope, what we ask you not to do, recognition. Anyway, on and on and on. And then down at the bottom, this is our list. This is our roadmap going forward. You can look at service status right here. This is QorTrace's systems are degraded right now. And like I told you, even if it's not 100, I will call it degraded. So API gateways, Mongo, threat intel, verifications, all of these are 100%. You've got a little bit with Cloudflare WAF on backend system. This is ready. It's awaiting the first heartbeat. I have not given it its first heartbeat yet because I'm not taking it fully live. But AI infrastructure, email systems, Stripe, all live, are live, ready to go. Cloudflare's a little bit degraded, minor service outage. That's been going on for a long time. There's always something going on. This gives you our track record. And that's all full disclosure there for you guys. So you can always, know what's going on in terms of service, privacy policy, blah, blah, blah. All right. I think I went through Trust Center and all of that. Make sure mutual NDAs are in place. You can do the NDAs. Now, that is QorTrace. So if that's not enough for you, we have one sister brand, and it's called CoreBomb. So I want to show you CoreBomb. I'm very excited about CoreBomb. CoreBomb is basically a CBOM, or cryptographic bill of materials audit firm. You can generate, version, and ship cryptographic bill of materials stamped with their own brand. This is a white labeling firm. Basically, if you can imagine, the Big 4 plus boutique audit practice license. Audit practice license the engine. So we keep the methodology current so that they don't have to. So basically what happens is someone can come to us, to CoreBomb, and they can white label the product as their own, and they can then use, they have their own portal, they have their own brand, everything, but they use our cryptographic bill of material platform to become a partner and to use that wherever they want to do their audits for others. So there's the trust side of this. This is currently right now what we're aligned with. This is our standards alignment at a glance for CoreBomb. This is Cyclone DX, SPDX. Some of you may know these. Open API is what we use on some of this stuff. The NIST, SLHDSA, MLDSA, OWASP, SOC 2. So we are a contributor with OWASP. In progress right now for SOC 2 Type 1. And we have ISO planned already for this. But we are aligned with these, and we've implemented with these in CoreBomb. 4 guarantees written into every partner agreement. Source codes never retained. Tenant isolation enforced at every query. Reproducible by methodology pin and data residency. And this is a full alignment matrix right here, so they all know what's going on. 6 layers. Anyway, this is on and on and on, but this creates a flow through, or a pass through, if you will, for white labeling for institutions and for companies that don't want to have to build out this big of a platform. They can actually come to CoreBomb and they can sign up as a partner. If they want to become a partner, then that's what they can do. It basically gives audit firms, MSSPs, and consultancies a turnkey solution, a turnkey CBOM scanner under their own brand. And it's signed by QorTrace's methodology, and it is EU-CRA ready. And they do receive, and their logos on every report, so because it's white label. So anyway, they get a white label dashboard, they get a reseller revenue share, and it goes on about the alignments and everything like that. So, but yeah, so this is CoreBomb. This is yet another tool that we can use. Also, API docs. If people want to know about the API docs, they can open our interactive API reference, and they can run the APIs with CoreBomb. So super excited about QorBomb. Anyway, so back to QorTrace, and this is QorTrace for you guys. So it's going to be a really fun platform. If you want to learn, if you want to get on it, I encourage you to go to QorTrace.com. You can sign in, create an account. You'll get your email, and then you sign up with that, and then you can go all through it, learn about it. I encourage you to do the quick start guide. I encourage you to look at the docs in the help center, and then do your free PQC scan. All of that, and go through it. It's a really fun platform to play around with for sure. So that is QorTrace. Thank you so much.
Amazing. So I'm sure a lot of that, went over a lot of people's heads. Some people in the community might not necessarily understand everything about it, but what I can tell you is that QorTrace is the first step of one of our, jumping into institutional alignment, where we're going to start, hitting institutions. We're working for builders here, people that are building on chain. This is a huge product. This is something that, quantum right now, everybody's just starting to talk about it. Nobody really knows what's going on. Everybody's trying to figure it out. And we have a really good head start on it, and we're putting the products out there that are really going to shape, I believe we're putting the products out there that are really going to shape the direction of how people move on chain with quantum. And we're right there. So it's super exciting. Like James said, just check it out, read up, learn about it. There is just a plethora of information on the site that really talks about everything that's happening on QorTrace as well. So it's definitely something that you guys should look into and understand what's going on and what the team is building here. It's really great. Great presentation, James.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to get it over with. It's been fun, but it's been a lot. Kelly's she's gonna kill me. She walks in at 5 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm calling you. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to bed now. Sir,
James, I think David's got a question.
Oh, yeah. David Borsch. Go ahead.
Borsch.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, appreciate it. A couple, please. So you're considering, you're saying QorTrace is considered live, like we can go to it and take a look?
Yeah, you can go to it, and you can do about 80% of what's in inventory right now. And there's a little bit left to do, but you can definitely go create the account, play around with it, have fun with it, and do your scans and check it out.
So when will we see like a PR out on specific to this?
Next week.
Okay. And then next question, appreciate it. I'm assuming this is going to be under the ongoing support of this and updates is going to be under the Krown Technology umbrella, not the Krown Network.
Well, Krown Network is just basically the chain, the chain of Krown Technologies. Krown Technologies is the overall parent company of everything that you're seeing right now. Everything you're going to see, it's within the ecosystem of it. Yes.
Got it. And then I know you mentioned self-serve a lot, and I see that, but there's some pretty complex things as far as migration efforts. Are you ramping up for consultants and?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I've talked to 4 people right now that are specialists in this field, and then 2 of them hold PhDs in this, and they'll be coming on board as consultancy, but they'll be doing basically a la carte for us until we do our raise, and then once we have our raise, they'll be coming on the team full time.
All right, you answered all my questions. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, David.
And now, before we just hop into a Q&A, because I know everybody's going to want to do that, there was one last thing that, and I think we can go ahead and go towards that direction right now, James. Right, you're pretty much complete, showing everything you wanted to with the product. I wanted to definitely give Craig some time to speak. Just before, because I know we're going to get into Q&A, and it happens every single time. We'll be here for half an hour, 40 minutes and chatting back and forth. So I want to make sure that we just finish out our team members here and make sure we share all the information that we can before we get started, because I'm sure that will also go into the Q&A section. So I would like to pass it over to Craig. Craig is going to give us, an update on where we are with the raise, and have some comments there.
Thanks, Jerry. Just a reminder to everybody, an update on the institutional raise that's underway. But for this audience, the most important thing is that is a bit more detail and update that we're carving out part of the raise specifically for community members. And we're doing that through what's called a safe note. If you've never invested in this kind of a company or seen this before, safe note stands for a simple agreement for future equity. And what it means is that it allows people out of a community like ours, or friends and family and the like, to commit to invest some capital at a price which is discounted to the full institutional raise, which is in process and will be coming down. We'll be pricing in a period of time, and our discount in this case will be about 20%. Plus, there's a valuation cap on it, which means that if the valuation really gets high, safe note investors will get an additional discount to the institutional round. The reason that gets done is that it's simple, it's clean. It's an instrument that was developed about 10, 12 years ago by Y Combinator, and it is very, very common in the startup world. But we think it's a perfect instrument to be offering to community members, like everybody on this call. So if you haven't, we've said this before, but if you're interested, please remember to reach out to me. We've added 2 new products in the last 3 weeks. Those are all going to be revenue generating, only makes the story that much stronger. So please reach out to me either with my email, which is craig.irvine@krown.network, or my Telegram handle is 3vectors.cap.net. We will be, I'm happy to take any other questions that come up. I just want to remind everybody that that's in place and that we've carved out this piece of the raise specifically for community members. Okay, back on to Q&A, Jerry and James.
Yeah, I think James wants to add some stuff too as well, because now here's the thing, right? This is that what we're trying to get out to everybody here. We're giving 2 different options, like within it's been a couple weeks since we released Block, right? So Core is for, yeah, go ahead.
Well, we haven't released Block.
I mean, like as in like, hey guys, here it's coming. But yeah, just look at this. It's like 1 for just total standard users, right? Block, that's a social network. Everybody's going to be all over that. And then we have Core, which is reaching directly towards that institutional side that we're trying to hit as well. So we're trying to cover all bases here with this ecosystem, and and just fulfill out this vision that we have here. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, James.
Yeah. Okay. So, I know I've been keeping a lot from you guys. Look, I've gotten a lot of your DMs. I hear you. I've gotten phone calls. I hear you. How have you been? What are you doing? Sergio can tell you. Jerry can tell you. I've been head down just working on these 2 things for a while. But Block Social is going to change the entire landscape when we talk about the Web3 community and bringing them and centralizing them to one place, one safe, beautiful home on a social media platform that gets them. It's one that is really shrouded in security and safety and common sense rules, and it's gated in every way. For basically, it's anti-spam, anti-scam, anti-BS, really. And what I want to do just real quick, I'm not going to go through this, but I'm just going to kind of show you guys something real quick. Hold on 1 second. Get through it here. Bear with me. Because I need to show you something. Oh, we're up to 174,000. Gosh. And that's another thing too, the wait list. Actually, before we go through this, let me talk about the wait list. I think it's important to understand something about this wait list. So the wait list is starting to gain traction. Actually, it's getting faster a little. I've noticed it's kind of gotten a lot faster over the last maybe week or so. So I went back, I looked at the DB. I wanted to pull these and say, okay, I want to say, all right, are these bots, right? So what we do is when someone lands on a wait list, what we do is we do different scans. We do scans based upon Do we know that the IP, does the IP family and branch have a scan background? We do, and we literally do these scans. Can you tell based upon its velocity, its background, its IP, its the naming? Is it like a not safe for work name? Is it whatever it may be, something like that? So it filters out a lot of these bots and a lot of these brutes, what we call brutes, and where they'll flood or raid. And I went back and looked, and I sent about 35,000 emails back because I wanted to see how many do I get back. And I got back almost half of those people wrote back and said, yeah, I'm real. I'm here. Can't wait, whatever it may be. So even if we put that at a 50%, you're still, whatever it may be. I mean, we're probably going to be, who knows, at 400,000, 300,000 or 400,000 by the time we launch. And then once you get in, once you're let into Block Social, that's when the entire animal starts to attack and starts to really look at you, look at the user and say, okay, and it provides you a block score. Yeah, anybody can put a name and an email down and they can get in on the wait list and they can register themselves. But the moment you land on Block Social is the moment that you start to build your credibility, or you destroy yourself and we kick you out. So your behavior on Block Social, there are many metrics to that behavior. And I'm going to share a little bit with that. I'm just going to give you a little teaser here about it. Let me log in for just a moment. Hold on just a second. Because it's really important that you guys understand like how serious this is and how cool. And honestly, this is one of the things I really, really enjoy about Block. And Sergio, I know you're a huge proponent of it.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, man.
But let me share something with you guys, okay? Let's go into. In fact, Serge, you're gonna be my test dummy. I mean, my test guy. All right, tell me when you can see it. In 1, 2, 3, boom.
Yep, see you now.
See it?
Yep.
All right, everybody, this is Block Social. So Block Social is basically a better form of X, a better form of LinkedIn. If X and LinkedIn and had a baby with Krown Network, then you would have Block Social. But one of the cool things about it is that with Block Social, you get what's called a block score. And in your block score, it is live. Your block score is live. It is your credit score on chain or on Block Social, and it watches. And it wants to see how many badges do you earn. And it takes a bit to earn those badges. What about your community contribution, your memberships, your posts inside the blocks, your mod roles? Everything counts right there. Your account tenure, how long have you had your account in good standing? Social trust, how many followers do you have, especially high quality verified ones? Verifications, email, phone, identity, wallet. You have to connect your wallet too, part of your verification. Activity quality, posts that you publish weighted by the engagement that they receive. It talks about the different badges. You can be a block creator, a block moderator. You can have verified wallet badge, first post, email verified, founding member. And it talks about the tier ladder too. 0 to 99 is a new member. 100 to 249 is an active member. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. So how is block score calculated? It talks about that right here. But let's go back home and let's look at one of the big ones. Let's look at Sergio. So Sergio created an article. It was Futurist Krown Bitcoin. And he created an article. In your articles, you can see who wrote it, their username. You can do an AI summary as well. You get 3 bullet points plus the key takeaways from it. He wrote the article down, beautiful long form, everything like that. And you can click on, let's click on the Blockchain Bandit. Who is the Blockchain Bandit? We want to know who he is. You can look right there. This is admin, so we can do everything in admin because sometimes you have to go back, you have to do audits, or you have to check things. Maybe it's law enforcement, whatever it may be. We have to look and see. We have to be able to go back. But you can follow him. You can send him a message. You can look and see what he is. You can look and see his bio. You can see where he's from. You can see his website, how many followers he has, the different pills, what we call pills. These are these right here, and 14 more. You can look at all the different ones he has. You can look and see what his block score is. He has a 673 block score. That's a very high score. He's currently rated as a community leader. He has multi-chain, trusted voice, verified wallet because he's connected his wallet. This is his Web3 identity. We verified his ID. That comes through to Block Social. It verifies the identity of him. He's verified professional because he sent in the paperwork for what he does. His email's been verified because he's clicked his verification link. He's verified his wallet because he's connected his wallet. It goes on and on and on and on from there. You can look at the articles, you can look at about and followers and on and on. This is another thing too. He says, how low can Bitcoin? This is what we call our little cash tags inside. You can click on these anytime someone says whatever Bitcoin. It shows you the community sentiment. It tells you the latest news. It gives you the AI sentiment for it. It goes on. He's posted his graphs. So you want to look at his graphs and see what he has to say. That's Matt, man. Sorry. And then Blockchain did another one here. He's talking about BTC again. And he just keeps on posting about these different ones. So Yuli is one of our great crownies. Yuli, she's created her. She's done her deal. Blockchain's another one. Blockchain. Hold on one second. Oh, this is his projects. Let's explore. Blockchain. What did you do? Blockchain. We'll find out. You can also do. There's another thing that's really cool about blockchain too, or Block Social, is we have what's called blocks. And you can only get into certain blocks if you hold in your wallet those certain coins or certain parameters that the block founder or that the group founder put in place. So you connect your wallet and then you can get into that block based upon the credentials that you have. So anyway, so that's just a part of Block Social. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to give away too much, but I think you guys really all get the point about where we are with this and what we're doing in this space. So super excited.
It's exciting. A lot happening. And we're excited to get this all live. You know, it's going to be soon where Block Social is going to be running up and everybody will be able to use it. We'll be able to beta at some point here soon. So with that was pretty much, I think, everything that we wanted to cover. And we still wanted to leave some time for some Q&A. So if anybody else has anything else on the call from the team, you can go ahead now, or we'll go ahead and move to Q&A.
I will say one thing real quick, if I may. On Block Social, there are multiple layers, a handful of layers that we monitor to keep scammers out, spammers out, pornography out, malicious links, all of this. We scan, we're able to look at, scan their profile pictures, their cover pictures, their article pictures, what they say, what they want to name themselves, everything from links. Are the links tied to anything? We do instant scans of the links. We let you know if this is a malicious link, we'll instantly delete it if it is, if we know that it is. If someone goes into Block Social and they tie in a wallet and that wallet has any linkage to scam or to theft, we instantly suspend the account. It's automatically century. We take a look at it. I'm able to look at it. I go back, we trace it back, we look to see what it is. And if they are, we can send them off to law enforcement. We can send the entire audit trail to law enforcement. Or and if any scammer tries to come in, anything like saying share your seed phrase, or I'm official, somebody wants to name themselves official support desk, and all this type of stuff. All of those types of behavior, they instantly suspend. They will suspend the account, and they will look at the entirety of it. And then also, if they get a violation like this, or they instantly lose their block score. They can lose 100, 200 points depending upon how bad it is. So there's a lot going on, and your block score is dynamic. It's live. It's you have violations, you lose your block score. You go from a good credit score, a good block score, down to poor or fair or whatever. People can see all of that. So it truly is built for Web3 and to take away from all the crap that we see on the other platforms. Anyway, all right.
And it's very exciting too, right? It's some people that have been with us a long time, you've been through it all with us. And it takes time. And we're another project or we're not I hate saying the word project because we're not, we're a chain. But we're another coin, we're another, fish in the pond kind of thing. We're building, and we're trying to get our names out there, and it's still it's a niche space, right? So it takes time to do it. Social media, it's a totally different story. As we get into, the social platform here, we're going to start reaching people that we wouldn't normally even reach, because we're not just narrowly hitting crypto investors. So it's really exciting, and it's something that's going to help the whole ecosystem grow, and really get our names out there. So it's really exciting. But for now, I'd like to go to Q&A. So if anybody has any questions in the call, please raise your hand. I put a notification in the chat as well to give people a heads up that we're going to Q&A to get your questions ready. But don't see too much in the chat. So please go ahead and raise your hand if you guys have any questions. What is Craig's full email address again, please? Craig, can you please just in chat messages, just put your contact information in there for everybody that wanted to get
Straight
in touch
away.
Thanks. So for anybody else that is thinking that same question, because Craig mentioned that and it was kind of fast on the call, he will type that out in the in messages there. So, you guys can take a look in there if you wanted to get in touch with Craig. It always goes without being said, if you're trying to get a hold of a certain team member and you can't, or you don't know how to contact them or whatever, somebody's not answering your message, to us. So please just reach out to any one of us if you're having trouble getting somebody, and we'll always get you connected to where you have to be.
Yes, Serge, go ahead.
I have a question here. Will there be a QorTrace presence or block presence at the Futurist Conference in Toronto?
I guess are you going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Not goof.
I guess they're asking about like advertising or.
So QorTrace, yeah. Okay, we're what? We're 2 weeks out. Or let's see. I'm sorry. We're when is it? It's the 21st, 22nd of July, right?
21st and 22nd, yeah.
It'll be mentioned, yes, and people will already know about both of them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be talked about a lot. I'm quite sure they both will, especially Block Social. But yes.
Yeah, we've already started to working those ideas in. Peter had to jump off the call, of course, because it's I think it's approaching 4 or 5 a.m. where he is. So Peter joined us in the beginning and had to go, but he could have talked more to that. He is starting to work into some different advertising loops that are going to be going through into the Futurist Conference.
Unacceptable, just unacceptable. It's good, great, man. We love you. Okay, Yuli.
Hello. I just wanted to say that QorTrace is looking amazing. Powerful thing that you built there. It's looking awesome. And my question is kind of based on the new platforms that you're building now clearly aren't advertising Krown. And I'm wondering if that's strategic, and how are people going to know about Krown if we're not mentioning it anywhere?
Well, it will be mentioned everywhere, actually. And
okay.
Yeah, so remember Krown Hub? So Krown Hub is being rebuilt, and all of the ecosystem products, remember all 35 products and platforms, I always said they'll be within the Krown Hub, or they'll be in the ecosystem, but they're not all going to be named Krown this or whatever. They're going to have different names, but they will regardless, all of those feed back into Krown. So it doesn't matter whatever the name is, it could be La La Land, whatever, but it's all going to feed back into the chain itself. It doesn't matter what the name is of it. Now in these products though, those products will have a Krown product, or to say a Krown Network product, or a Krown Technologies product. It will have those on it. And it will have those in the footer as well on these products. So, but it's not going to just blow Krown out there and just put it on the front page all the time. Like now, Block Social, the beautiful thing about Block Social is Krown Network will have a dominant presence in our advertising spots on Block Social. So it'll have rotation through Block Social, but so will some major other players that are in the Web3 space that they'll be paying a premium for advertising on Block Social as well. So we will rotate these through on the platforms. You'll see Krown come through on different pages or on footers and things like that. But no, it won't say, it won't be in your face all the time. No. But in the end, the rev streams will still flow back to Krown.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that definitely answers my question. I was really thinking more like, will we have something in the footer, just anything to kind of say, hey, this is powered by or built or created by, Krown. So that answers my question.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks.
One of the things you have to keep in mind too with QorTrace specifically, it's a little bit strategic too, because we are dealing with a lot of competitors that will be using our products. It's much more approachable with rather than Krown Network reaching out saying, hey, we got this quantum that you can build into your chain, but it's another way of reaching out to institution builders, etc. But still, obviously, in the end, they'll see that it's Krown Technologies, but it's a more strategic way of accessing institutions.
I have another question here. It's a similar question, but is there any Krown chain integration into QorTrace, for example, in the certificates?
It depends on the cert. So it's what we call canonical. So the root on a cert, whenever you get a certificate and the audit's done and everything, there's an entire fingerprint audit trail, all of that to it. It may not be on Krown chain, but it's definitely within our systems as well, the registry itself. Now, we can put it on chain. In fact, this is why I love doing this. Okay, we could. All right, let me write that down. I like that idea, actually. Hold on. Hold on. All right, say it again.
Basically, is there any Krown chain integrations into QorTrace, for example, in the certificates, or I guess anything that implies the ledger system?
So basically build a ledger to put the certifications on chain.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. But
Right.
I can definitely try to wire that in. Talk to Rami about that. Talk to Elamine and Rami about that and see. I like that idea. Who came up with that?
It was I gotta search him up. I just copied and pasted it into the chat, into my notes.
Get a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Just forward us the message if you can.
Yeah, forward Rami.
Nice. Okay, well.
It's a good idea.
I just kind of assumed that was part of it.
Yeah, no, because we had to create, so our audit trail within QorTrace itself, the way I built it was to keep, I don't want to go too far into it. So we would go and we would create it. It would create basically the root, and it would whenever the cert was signed and it would digitally signed, then it would create that fingerprint and that trail back into the DB, and then we would house it there, and then people could look up and it would do a call on that, whatever that cert number was. That's how they validate. But you could put it immutably on chain and do that. All right, we'll talk about it.
Then there's a question in the Telegram chat. Is there currently any other communication platform in the DeFi space that restricts groups based on holdings, or is this something totally new?
The way this is built is totally new. The way this right here is built is totally new.
I would say the closest thing that anybody has that, and nobody actually has it, it's just Telegram. You do. I belong to some groups. I know some other people that belong to groups. You can't get in them unless you show your wallet that you're holding a certain something in them, and it's kind of that special group you get into. You share some knowledge. But that is governed by whoever owns the group, and they're checking wallets, and it's always a mess because people buy stuff and then sell it, and then
Yeah.
they get in the group and nobody knows.
And here's the other thing too about Block is that not only do you have to connect it to Block Social to get it right. If that's just one of the things, you can also create the block owner creates the criteria of not only do you have to connect your wallet and have this much. Let's say it's a Krown block. Let's just say it's a Krown block, and your parameters, the block owner of that group, that block owner says, okay, they have to have Krown in their wallet. They have to have 100,000 Krown or more. Their block score has to be a 300 or higher, right? Because your block score is your credit score on block. So how you behave, how you act, how you interact, how active you are, your block score is going to tell on you. And you can gate it by wallet, block score, violations. All of this stuff. If you've ever been, there's a lot of filtering and credentials that you can require as a block owner to get into that group. It doesn't just have to be, I bought $10 worth of Krown. Now I'm going to go in this group and see what's going on. No, you've got to have this, and this in order to get in. It just depends on the block owner.
Mm-hmm. And I could say, just out of somebody an experience with this, is that this really solves a problem for people. There's thousands of groups like that, like on Telegram, where people get together and do stuff in DeFi together, and they go by like, are you holding this? You got a bag? It's are you posting about it on your X? And it has to be physically monitored by like people in the group, and it gets screwed up, it gets missed, people fight. It's a terrible situation. So being in those groups, I know that specifically those people will subscribe to something like this immediately, because it solves the problem that everybody's dealing with on Telegram and even X too. Sometimes they have those special groups on X as well, and it's just hard to maintain.
Yeah, and also with regard to your groups, I just got through testing the in fact, I just finished what we call smoke tests, but I just finished testing the Block Live feature that you can host events and you can host live streaming in Block Social. And you can do recordings, you can do audio, you can choose video, you can do whatever, you can upload those, and you can actually send those off and share those to other platforms, and it creates that link back to Block Social. So you've got tons of ways to, I'm really excited about Block. Block's gonna be huge.
One of the things that I love about it is it gets rid of bad actors.
Yeah. I've seen, in fact, we've kicked out almost, I can tell you, hold on. There's a massive admin backend console and security console and moderation console in the back end of this, like active monitoring of video and all of this. But we've kicked out we've kicked out almost 19,000 we've blocked that were bought like a bots, or they were pornography, or they, in their name, or they, all of that. Like and just wait until they get on Block. That's going to be the fun part. I'm going to love sharing whenever we have our Block meets, Krown meets. I'm going to love sharing the latest update on showing you guys stuff that was blocked. I like that. It was blocked.
We should have like a Hall of Shame or something you could visit.
Let's go. I love it. Hold on, I'm doing it.
You've been blocked.
Oh, the block of shame. Oh, I'm doing it. Serge, I love you, bro. I'm doing it. Block of shame. Block of shame.
I like it.
I do too. That's good.
It'll be like the penalty box on CEO.
It will. Oh, the other thing too is people can't change their usernames once they this is another thing too, and I took all of these lessons learned with Telegram and Discord and X and all this, is people can't change their names like willy-nilly. They can't just be like, oh, I'm going to go in and try to screw somebody over or whatever, and then I go and change my username. They can't do that. They have 30 days. They have to wait 30 days, and that gives us time to find out who they are, trace them back. What do we need to do with this person? What have they done? All of this. So there's a lot going on there.
And for people that are newer to the space, that's a tactic that a lot of the scam projects use, right? They launch an X account for a certain token, run it up, drain it, and then change the username of the X account and put a brand new crypto token on it, run it up, drain it, and they just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty simple thing to do on X. So.
Yeah, and then the other thing too that they cannot do on Block Social is they cannot put their username or a username into their bio. Like they're not going to be able to do that when it's all said and done. And then they're not going to be able to any links that are put into a bio. It's scanned automatically for any type of maliciousness or history of scams. Somebody had a question.
I have another one here. Can institutions use QorTrace to broker the technology for their own profits? I guess.
So I'm sorry.
They asked if institutions can use QorTrace to broker the technology for their own profits, I guess,
That's
like teams.
Yeah, it's core bomb. So they can use the cryptographic bill of materials, and then they can also, yes, they can use QorTrace as well.
And it's pretty open forum in here, guys. If you have a question, feel free to just ask. And if you have a problem speaking, if you're in a place that doesn't allow you to ask the question live, there's a in-call messages as well on the Google Meet. If you're not in your Telegram, you can ask in there as well. I have a few people going back and forth on the in-call messages as well.
Hi, Jerry.
What's up, Matt?
I got a question. So when it comes to family members, let's say, family owns some Krown and it's under one wallet, but that wallet is only associated with one of the individuals. So when you log into Block Social, for example, let's say both of the parties want to get into Block Social and the other one only has Krown via my wallet. How does that work for the other person, or is there anything built in for that?
So James can confirm, but a wallet is for an account, one account. You guys would have to separate your holdings or use the same account if you're a family member and you're comfortable with sharing a social media account. But other than that, I believe it would have to be separated. Correct, James?
I'm sorry, man. Somebody had sent over. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, somebody say you have a family and you've got multiple. What is it?
Yeah, James, you got two family members and one person owns Krown and the other one doesn't. And so that other family member wants to get onto Block Social, but they don't own any Krown under their name because they don't have a wallet with their name. It's all under the other family member.
Yeah, you can create your own. So anyone can create an account on Block Social. You don't have to connect a wallet, but it lowers your block score. It limits your block score, right? If you don't have a wallet connected, you can connect multiple wallets on Block Social as well. Sergio, I think you have a multi-tag, don't you?
Yeah, I managed to get two of them connected. I was kind of experimenting with them all.
Okay. You can choose multiple wallets, one wallet, or no wallets on Block Social. So you can do that.
Do you think there's anything in the future where you've got like husband-wife situation where there's going to be a smart contract that will tie that together? Because, when we have in the future, when you have a will and one passes away, that person's going to automatically, inherit that wallet essentially.
Yeah. So that person would just use that wallet. I mean, it's, if somebody passes away, whoever's signing into the account, if they have the credentials to sign into the account, they'll just connect that wallet. Because if you or that person's no longer there and it's just you, the widower, then they'll just use that wallet. And that's where I think that's the beauty of the block score is you are how you act on Block Social, whether you connect a wallet or not, right? So it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have to have a wallet, or you can have a wallet connected. It's whatever you want to do. If you hold Krown or you don't hold Krown, or if you want to open a different wallet, you can do that. There's all kinds of options.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Michael Felder, do you still need beta testers for Block?
And Yuli had her hand raised for a bit too.
Hey, okay, Yuli, yeah. Ron Guerrero, are you on here as well? Ron Guerrero. Ron, are you on?
He gave you a thumbs up.
He's on? All right, Ron, just so you know, we did just receive that verification for you. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the verification. Actually, it did. It scanned it and approved it. So you should see your block score go up now, and you should receive the ID badge.
And then Yuli, you had a question?
Yeah, I just have a couple questions. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around so Core Bomb is essentially that's the white label for QorTrace, right?
Yeah, it's the cryptograph. So core bomb, the bomb is bill of materials. So it's the cryptographic bill of materials. It's basically the entire stack that a company has, what they are, and we can see how they're exposed, and throughout their entire stack. So but it is the white label. If they're a partner, they can white label core bomb.
Or QorTrace.
Or QorTrace. They could do both. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, cool. And then is there going to be some special marketing for both of those platforms?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a ton of marketing for those platforms. In fact, Peter's already working on that, Jerry, I believe.
Yeah, this is kind of just like the first rollout to community, and then we take it from there.
Well, that's really exciting.
So you guys are seeing it first before literally everybody. So,
and it looks like you're pretty close to the finish line. When do you expect to have institutions be able to come on board?
QorTrace is going to be ready for enterprise. Probably have a week left of testing on it. Yeah, probably about a week left of testing on it. And then I'll be done with Block Social. I do expect Block Social to be out around the 1st of July. So we're getting close there as well.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Hey, Ron, real quick. Ron, if you could please just check and confirm, give a thumbs up if you received notice in your email or on your Block account that you are approved for your ID verification. I just want to make sure that that pipeline's clean. Whenever you get time.
I got one more question here. Is QorTrace going to offer our partners services? I guess they're talking about like quantum emotion and EXE quantum.
Oh yeah, I mean, QorTrace is built for institution, for enterprise. I mean, individuals can use it. They want to do scans or things like that, but it's really built for institutions and enterprises to use.
I think they're talking more about like, if I understand correctly, like when, let's say they want to talk to one of our engineers or one of the core representatives, is that something that we would offer to those companies that want to get PQC compliant, I guess?
Yeah, it's part of the migration process. So they would purchase a package, or we would come up with a custom package based upon an audit. We would do the audit run first, and we would do the entire BOM on it, and then we would see where they're at, and then what it's going to take for their migration, and then they'll pay for the migration service.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and Ron, I got your thumbs up, so good to know that that's clean work, and you should see that badge now. Good deal. If you have under 100 million in your wallet, you can join shared staking for now. Oh, that's you, Jared. Okay.
yeah, I was just answering some questions in the chat.
Yes.
Anything, the minimum was 100K, right, Jerry? Yes.
Yeah. For the shared staking, as long as you have 100,000 crown is the minimum. And then 100 million is where it changes to where you can go standalone validation.
Yuli just asked a question in chat, following up on the other one. Was QorTrace also built with some of Quantum Emotions tech? I guess she's asking about QRNG.
No, I built it from the ground up. But it's built, you mean on the security side of it, or what are we saying?
Yeah, I guess if there's any integration of QNC's services into QorTrace.
Oh, you're saying, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, got it. Okay, not yet, no, but it will be, and that's part of that security stack that we have. But yeah, right now it's not, but it's got 3 different layers of security on it, so it's it's industry standard right now. It's actually at benchmark, so we're good there. But it will, and every product that we put out is going to have some form of QNC security in it. That's just part of the deal with us. And then the other thing too is, I better not. No, I was going to make another announcement. I'll wait on that.
Please hold.
I'll hold.
I have another question, please.
Go, Dave.
And it's less of a question and I'm just actually looking for kind of an opinion. This is kind of a newbie mentality here. So, early on, I got the pre-sale tokens and my mindset has been, all of these new amazing things that you're showing. My question in my brain is, what will this do for the token? What will this do for the token price? So I feel like I'm going to inquire about the raise because there's going to be, the Krown, although it's the umbrella, I don't know if Krown Technology is going to blow up, but maybe the token, it's not a one-to-one relationship or a lag. So I'm just looking for your opinion on, what do you think that alignment's gonna look like as you continue to come out with these amazing products and have all these revenue streams? What are your thoughts on how that's gonna correlate to token price?
Hey, Jerry, give me just a second. So in the very beginning, the vision's always been that each ecosystem product platform, whatever it may be called, is always going to give a portion back. It goes back into the coin. It goes back into to feed the ecosystem, to feed Krown. That is always, and that will always be the case. We're always going to do buyback. We're always going to give back. There's always going to be rev streams going back into the coin. Now, is the coin tied to the equity? No, it's not. It's just another part of the ecosystem itself. It is its own animal. You're going to see an ARP. You're going to see a difference in between whatever the valuation of the company is as opposed to the valuation of the MCAP of the coin. There's always going to be, those are two different things. But Craig can tell, if Craig's still on with us, Craig's handling the raise side of it, right? The equity side of that. And some people are getting in on the equity and they're already in on the coin. So they're getting both sides of it. Some just have the coin and some are just coming into equity if they're new. Like we're talking to a couple of people right now, some big investors that are coming in that want to talk about the equity side of things. So it just depends on, but the money's always going to go back. It's always going to go back to the coin.
Clinton was very centrist.
Yeah, he was very centrist.
Craig, you're on.
He was a swing Democrat.
Craig, you're unmuted.
And now,
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm here just to reiterate what James said. Like James said, the coin is there in the foundation, and it will be a mode of transaction, a currency, if you will, for things done in the community. And then Krown Technologies equity is equity investment in the company. As the company develops products that utilize the coin in order to add value to different types of customers, whether that's an enterprise customer who wants to sign up for QorTrace or an individual who subscribes to the Castle wallet. I hope that answers the question.
It does, thank you. And I might have just missed it in earlier meetings. I know there's been a few, but I'm happy to have it reiterated about that's going to go back into that. So that's good to hear. Thank you.
There's something I'm really excited about too that I want to, and this has just kind of come up in the last few days, is the VIP handles for Block Social. So we have like almost, I mean, it's only like 8 or 9. Okay, just honestly, it's only like 8 or 9. But 4 of those are major names. And so, you know, I'm holding major user handles or usernames for companies, brands, celebrities, things like that. And I've had, about a dozen that have come in as requests to hold, and then they submit their verification of their company and who they are and their brand and all of that. And so we finally starting to show up that are VIP handles. So really excited about that. Anyway. Good. Darren, go ahead.
Hey, James, just back to that QorTrace.
Yeah.
Can you give me an example of an institution that would be something you'd be thrilled to have using that product, and then how their daily usage, what that would look like?
Yeah, so let's say you have a chain. And Jerry, I know you'd love to talk about this, but let's say you have a chain.
Let's say Binance.
Oh, let's say Binance. Well, no, actually, you have the direct on that, so you can talk about Binance, and I'm going to talk about the other two.
Like for example, Binance. You would be utilizing that platform for almost everything that they do because they're very interested in quantum. That's as far as I want to go into it, but
it has to do with Binance. One of them is Binance, like has to do with Binance. Okay, so let's go to the other two real quick. Let's say you have if you're really careful, let's say you have a treasury company, and they are a treasury company, and they want to, they have right now like 60 or 80 wallets, and half of those wallets are cold, or if not more, and the others are hot, and they move their current AUM right now is right at like $800 million, $900 million. And what they want to do is they want to look at where they're vulnerable. They want to look at and know where their wallets are vulnerable. They want to know the chains that hold those wallets, where their vulnerabilities are at. They want to know what they can do to better their security architecture and all of that. QorTrace does that for them. It gives them a full deep dive audit, including a scan of all of their wallets, and gives them the portfolio, the exposure that's at risk, how high the exposure is, what they can do, what the migration plan is. It gives them the entire picture and paints it for them. And sometimes it's going to be an ugly picture. And then sometimes it's not going to be so ugly. And then another one would be a hospital network right now. So there's a hospital network. They want to see they want to see where their security stack is at. They want to understand kind of where their exposure is within their entire stack, in their whether it's their their comms lines or whatever it may be. We can run the entire gamut, their entire what we call BOA on their bill of materials, and we can look at what they have, and we can say, okay, we're assigning this score based on this, and this, and then and here's the plan. And so that's what that does. That's what QorTrace does.
So with a lot of companies, to build credibility, they'll say used by, and then they'll list all the companies that are using it. But I don't see that you'll be able to do that in this case because it's somewhat private, right? That these companies would use your product. So how do you build that credibility that this is the product to use, so that, you know, Krown Technologies becomes basically the front line of the go-to company for security?
No, actually, that's not the issue at all. Remember I went back and I showed you guys the certificate and the seal? That is something that people embed into their website, like a Veritrust or something like that. QorTrace will be the Veritrust of moving forward in the future. It's the type of seal you want to see on someone's website, on their security, whatever it may be, their security docs. So no, that's actually, there's going to be a lot of companies that want to show that they are PQC compliant, that they are aligned, that they have gone through the QorTrace gauntlet, if you will, and and they can prove it. Especially chains and projects too. They're going to want to show that too.
So if that's the case, then Krown Technologies could be like the leader of the pack in no time when it comes to security for crypto, right? I mean, it looks like that's the goal.
We're walking before we're running, but that's the plan.
We're pretty good.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, and another thing to note, just for because I know there's a lot of people here that aren't they didn't come from the DeFi world and stuff like that. So there's a whole nother world out there that exists, where there's projects launching on chains every single day, hundreds, thousands, depending on like the market that we're in. And certain things catch on that might be a certain meta at the time that everybody's doing or whatever, and there are certain providers such as ourselves, security providers, where when people are buying like a random token, they do their due diligence, at least at a bare minimum, do a little bit of it and say like, oh, do I want to buy this? Is it worth it? Am I going to make some money? I know it's a gamble, but they still look for certain green flags, right? So that gets into a situation where this is built for builders too. So like when people just launching random small projects that you might never even hear about in your lifetime, but there's hundreds of them. And they end up reaching out to services like this. That's how, security audit firms have grown so big to where they are in the space as well, just for standard smart contract audits. So there's so many different avenues that QorTrace will hit. We really, our vision is to be everywhere with this, and really get our name out there. Any other questions? All right. I think it's probably a good time now, James. We can probably wrap it up and say our special goodbye to everybody tonight and thank everybody for coming out.
Well, I mean, I always say, what do I say? It's only going to be a half hour. It's only going to be 45 minutes, guys. And here we are again at almost 2 damn hours.
This is why I gave Craig time before the Q&A.
Real quick, before we close out tonight, though, I think it's really important that we go, now that you guys are starting to see the significance of what we're building and how robust these platforms are and the potential they have. I think it's important that, Craig, you go back one more time and let everybody know what we're doing on the equity side, and just kind of lay that out there. And
I tell you what.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate what I said before, is that we're carving out part of the raise for the community, for you. And we're doing it through a vehicle that's simple and gives you an extra bonus for getting in earlier than the full institutional raise as it comes. Call me, reach out to me, Telegram and email are in the chat, but I'll say them verbally anyway. Craig.irvine@krown.network, and my Telegram handle is 3vectorscap. I look forward to hearing from everybody. In fact, I've already heard from several other people as the call has gone on, so thanks for that.
All right, very good. Thank you, Craig.
One last call to action here. If you are going to the Blockchain Futurist Conference in Toronto, July 21st and 22nd, Peter left me with one message before he went to sleep. There is a 25% discount code for Toronto specifically. And James, you'll like this one. The code is James, capital, all capitals, James 25. So if you guys are planning on going to the Toronto conference, that'll get you 25% off your tickets if you haven't bought them already. And I'll post that in the chat as well.
It'll be 25 again. Okay. All right. Are we ready? All right. Are we ready? Okay. All right, everybody. Titus. I'm going to give you a laugh. All right. Let's do it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight for KrownMEET. We love doing these, and I hope you've really enjoyed seeing what QorTrace is all about. I hope you go and play on the platform. If you see any issues or you have any questions or any suggestions, we'd love to hear from you about that too. Little teaser there on Block Social. You guys are absolutely going to love Block Social. It's going to be a monster. I cannot wait for it. Get on the wait list. Tell your friends, family, coworkers. Tell a stranger about Block Social as well. Again, thank you so much for all that you guys do and hanging in there with us through these growing pains. We love you so much. Anyway, turn your mics on. Unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves. Let's do this the way we normally do it. Let's do it properly. Or as Peter would say, a little proper. Let's do it. Unmute yourselves, everybody. Come on, let's do it. I see you still got about 30 of you left. Come on. Unmute yourselves.
Oh, man. Unmic them.
Unmic them. All right, guys. All right, from all of
Let's
us,
do this.
Krown Technologies, we want to thank you again for joining us. We love the Krown community, all you Crownies so much, and we have to ask,
What?
Let's
What?
go, guys. Have a good night. I'm James, and I'm out.